Hello, beautifuls. Welcome to my channel at Unending Ripples. My name is Chinelo, your host, your number one health and organic food therapist in Africa. Ever wonder why some people spend so much money in eating only to acquire weight they never wanted, then turn around to spend so much money again in shedding off such weight? Some, even after spending so much money, they still find it very difficult and hard to shed off such weight, while others ended in a terrible and terminal ailments as a result of what they consume. Stay tuned with us. You will find out why. Even myself, I have wondered why people put up such acts until I discovered the reasons why. But before we dive into that, please, if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, press the red button below, subscribe, like and share my videos so that others can also benefit. Thank you. A lot of people are passing through a lot of trauma. Some are even depressed. Why? Because of weight problem. Because of food-related problems acquired or developed as a result of consuming too much food. Ever wonder why somebody is adding weight per day and yet the person couldn't control what he or she eats? They just find themselves eating and eating and eating and eating continuously without self-control. Today, we'll look into reasons behind that. Number one is limiting belief. Let me say a childhood habit, something that a child picked right from childhood. Some parents think that the only way their child will grow very well is by pumping them with so much food. So they give them so much food that the child became used to eating so much and grow with it to adulthood. So because the child is already used to eating, because the adult is already used to eating, even when the adult is not hungry, they will just find themselves eating and eating and eating. In that case, for one to be able to control that, you need to work on your mindset. You need to work on your psychology. It takes discipline. You need to have self-discipline for you to be able to do what? To overcome it. Another factor that could result to one eating too much food is lack of rest. When one hardly have time for rest. The last time I talked about rest and exercise in our last video, so you may need to check that video out. Rest and exercise is very, very important. When you have sufficient rest, your body works optimally, your metabolic rate works efficiently and effectively. Everything is harnessed and work how it should be. But when one don't have enough rest, there is this hormone, ghrelin, that is being released. And what this hormone does is that when it's being released as a result of a lack of rest, it usually induces eating, excessive eating. Even when you're not hungry, you just have this craving to eat, to eat. The more you eat, the more you want to eat. The more you eat, the more you want to eat. And if you don't have efficient and an efficient system. The more you eat, the more your body build cells to store excess fats and energy that you are consuming. The more fat cells your body produce, the more your body requires food to fill up those fat cells that are created, and the more the cells are being multiplied. You see, it keeps going and going and going. That is why you see a lot of people becoming so much obese that they can't even get up from the bed where they are lying. So you see the implication. In such situation, what should one do? Like I said earlier, that one, it takes what? Mindset. It takes what? Mindset. You have to work on your mindset. You have to work on your system, because the brain works with the information it receives. Everything is all about the brain. You know, when people will say, can't she just stop eating? Can't he just stop eating? It doesn't work like that. It's just like somebody who is a drug addict. Once it's time for that person to take that substance, and the person is not taking that substance, the brain will start fighting. It will start revolting. It wants to get that particular substance that it's already used to getting. And once the individual don't get it, it becomes a serious problem. That's why you see some drug addicts acting weird and becoming violent when they are denied such substances. The same thing is applicable to somebody who is used to eating and eating and eating and eating. It has become, in fact, sometimes it's more than a habit. It becomes an instinct. An instinct is something you do without conscious effort. That means, in other words, it's done unconsciously. You don't even know when you do it. You just discover, I want to eat food, even when you're not feeling hungry. So for one to be able to overcome that, like I said, one, you have to become mindful so that you'll be able to control your body. Even when he's pushing you, you just control yourself. That is number one. Number two, another thing that we can do to curb it is learning how to chew our food and eating food gradually. Don't eat food so fast. Some people eat so fast that within a space of maybe like a space of the 10 minutes, they have consumed like maybe, let's say, between 500 gram to 1,500 gram of a specific food, say carbohydrates or maybe protein. Let's say a bowl of jollof rice. You see somebody consuming almost 1,500 grams, and you know what that can do to the body. It takes the brain 20 minutes to get communication from the stomach that there is food in the stomach. So when you learn how to chew your food and eat gradually, within that 20 minutes, you may just consume just that quantity that your system requires to work effectively. Then, once there is a communication from the stomach to the brain, there is food. The brain now initiates satiety. Satiety simply means end of a meal as a result of what? You're no longer hungry. Lack of hunger. You don't want food again. You don't need the food again. Let me explain. You may be eating food. Let's assume you place a food or a fruit in your table. Then as you eat just a little quantity, then something take you out. Then you leave the food to go out and answer to the whatever is taking you away from your meal. Then you come back after like say 10-15 minutes, you discover that you're full, you're no longer hungry. That's because of that food that is already in your stomach, and you left the food. Once it's 20 minutes and the brain gets that information that there is food in the stomach, it doesn't mind the quantity of food in your stomach. The thing will just initiate a hormone called leptin. Leptin is what controls hunger. It controls hunger. It prevents hunger. Are you getting it? It prevents hunger. Why ghrelin is the one that induces hunger or food. It doesn't matter whether there is food in your stomach or there is no food in your stomach. Once that ghrelin is released, you start having that craving to eat something, sometimes you'll be telling yourself, I'm not hungry, yet I feel like eating. Yes, it's because of that ghrelin that is being released that is responsible for that. So you see, the things that are responsible for us behaving the way we behave. So for you to curb it, like I said, you need to learn how to eat slowly. Like my mentor said the last time, that we should chew a specific food we ingested into our mouth at least 24 times. At least what? 24 times. You chew for 24 good times or even more. That time range, by the time you eat like that, 24 hours for 20 minutes, you discover that you will not have so much food that's good. Cause you overfeeding. And satiety will be initiated by the brain, by the release of leptin, which controls hunger. So we should learn how to chew our food and eat small at a time, and slowly. Remember, always be mindful. Live in the present. Be constantly aware of every activities you are performing at every point in time, and you will learn how to control what you eat and control your weight. That will help you to live better, live healthier. Before we wrap up this topic, eating is not just eating. We have organic food, we have inorganic food. Always strive to eat food of organic origin, especially fruits and vegetables. Especially what? Fruits and vegetables. My life is all about organic. You can see how I glow. See my weight. At my age, I maintain my weight, my normal body weight, my body structure. In fact, the more informed I get, the more I became aware of things that I need to do to keep me healthy. I want all of us to be healthy. Eat organic foods, fruits and vegetables that are found within the area you have lived for the past 3 years. Makagini, guess what? Why? You should do what? Eat foods that are found within the locality you have lived for the past what? For the past 3 years. Those foods are healing. Especially the one that are found within your compound. If you have enough compound, learn to plant your own fruits and vegetables. Learn to plant your own fruits and what? Vegetables. Once you start harvesting and consuming them, you will see how your life will change for good. You will become healthier because that plant, you exchange air with it. That plant, your DNA is encoded in it. You eat it and it will heal you. The plant understood your body system and how it works. And once you consume such food, it will heal you. You will also know what you're eating, because even some fruits and vegetables are genetically what? Engineered. Some of them are cultivated with what? Chemicals. But when you plant, you know what you're eating. So my people, we've heard it today. Why we eat the way we eat, and why we add weight even when we don't want to add weight. Now we know what to do so that we'll be able to live a healthy life and become the best version of ourselves, thereby living out our life purpose. Thank you, my sweet, beautiful people, for watching, for being part of this topic. Please keep coming back, keep watching our video, so that together we become the best version of ourselves. Thank you. I love you all. Bye.